And I've got 8:30, so I'm going to also mute everybody. And let's go ahead and get ready for some meditation. Please take a moment, if you would, to make sure that all of your devices, any devices that could serve as a distraction, have been silenced. And after you have settled into a comfortable meditation posture, please gently bring your awareness to the exhalation of your breath. And very gently allow your exhalation to be just a bit longer and a bit more pronounced than your inhalation. Please feel free to experiment with pausing briefly at the bottom of each exhalation. We can now engage in the meditation on the inner body. Please draw your awareness inside of your body and become aware of sensations. These sensations may start in your hands and your feet in the form of a tingling, perhaps a lightness, perhaps a heaviness, perhaps a pulsation. Just be the silent observer of these sensations and allow a tranquil, supple state of awareness to emerge. The mountain can serve as a very inspiring example for our meditation practice. The mountain is balanced, grounded, and stable. There may be a significant amount of activity on the surface of the mountain. Wind may blow material around. Precipitation may fall on the mountain. Full-time residents of the mountain, small animals, and so forth, may walk across the surface of the mountain. Yet on the interior, the mountain is quiet and still and spacious. Be like a mountain as you silently observe sensations within your inner body. Please gently redirect your awareness and become aware again of your physical body. Start to deepen your breath. Gradually taking deeper and deeper breaths, become aware again of the garments of clothing resting on the surface of your body. Become aware again of your surroundings inside of the room that you're occupying. The ceiling above you, the floor beneath you, furnishings, and so forth. Allow your awareness to extend outside of the room that you're occupying. Become aware again of nearby mountains, of neighboring countries, of neighboring continents, of neighboring planets. And you can know that you are not these phenomena, nor are you separate from these phenomena. We dedicate all of the merit from this morning's meditation to world peace. May all beings without exception enjoy an abundance of pure air and water, delicious, nutritious food, safe, warm, dry, reliable shelter, and comfortable, functional, attractive clothing. And with their needs met, these basic needs met, may they enter and progress on paths that will bring them to a place of unsurpassed happiness, completely free of suffering. Completely fill up your belly and lungs with air, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your meditation to an end. Thank you very much. So there are two parts of our 8-point meditation that I haven't really spoken much about. One is arising from meditation, which of course we just completed. In meditation, it can be tempting for us to kind of move swiftly past the preliminary practices and swiftly move past the arising from meditation. And of course, for our purposes, the preliminary practice is that bringing our awareness to the exhalation of our breath, kind of settling to prepare for meditation. And then rising from meditation is the completion of the meditation session. When we meditate, we are working with our subtle body and what are referred to as subtle energy winds. Sometimes those winds are referred to as prana, sometimes chi. The winds absorb and we come to a more subtle state of consciousness, a more supple state of consciousness. And if we arise too quickly from meditation without allowing our consciousness and our winds to become unabsorbed, then some unfortunate things can happen. It might detract from the benefits of the practice itself. But what I have in mind in particular is something that's called wind disease. In Tibetan, the word is lung, L-U-N-G, lung disease. And I've experienced it, and it's not pleasant. It's not debilitating, but it's not pleasant. It's almost like a motion sickness that can come from, riding on an amusement park ride or or down a windy road or whatever. So please take your time to arise from meditation and be deliberate and systematic about allowing your consciousness to become unabsorbed and more expansive. So the day before yesterday, we talked about what I consider to be a cornerstone, maybe the cornerstone of consciousness. And that is the difference between the thinking mind, conceptual thought, and non-conceptual awareness. Yesterday, we talked about what I consider to be a cornerstone, maybe the cornerstone of meditation practice, and that is coming to an experience of non-duality, of interconnectedness. In particular, with regard to the meditation that we perform, the non-duality between our body and our consciousness. That is one of the primary functions of the meditation on the inner body, or the meditation on the subtle body. Those two terms are interchangeable. One more thought that I'd like to share with you with regard to the meditation practice, and this is a really important one, just as important as as consciousness, non-conceptual awareness, and non-duality. And that has to do with insights that you have during your meditation practice. One of the most valuable things that I have learned in my own personal practice is to allow the insights to come to you. Don't try to go to the insights. Don't try to will yourself to having an insight. They will come of their own accord. All that's really required of us for meditation, believe it or not, is for us to show up for meditation, to set our intention, and to just apply some effort. And there is the application of effort for a linear type A Aries like myself, which is somebody. I went to a public talk years ago. I just moved to Silver City, and a woman named Jeannie Zandy was giving a public talk, and I asked her a question that at the time was very perplexing for me and had kind of consumed me. And she looked at me for a long, long time in silence. She just looked at me, kind of one of those things where somebody, I'm sure we've all experienced, where they're looking just like right through you. And she looked at me, and after a long, long, quiet pause, she said, "You have a storm the gates approach to enlightenment, don't you?" Yeah, you got me. So I just say that to say, let the insights come to you. All you have to do is observe silently, allow your consciousness to open, and the insights will come. Don't come searching for them, let them come to you. The only other item that we haven't discussed in the 8-point practice is subsequent practice, also referred to as practice during the meditation break. Yet another really valuable lesson that I've learned from my meditation practice, and really all I'm doing in this program is just sharing my experience and kind of paraphrasing what I have learned from my meditation teachers. I don't have anything original to share, just my experiences. And a real practical experience for me, a practical insight with regard to effective meditation practice, is the fact that success during the meditation session comes largely from what we do during the meditation break. it's not realistic for us to think that we can live a very frantic life, a super overextended life, 23 hours and 45 minutes of the day, and then come for 15 minutes and sit and be tranquil and peaceful and quiet and have a single pointed focus. What we do during the meditation break has to support what we do during the meditation session if we want to have an effective meditation practice. Multitasking is death. I referred to it a class or two ago. It's funny, in our contemporary Western society, multitasking is kind of encouraged and applauded. And funny thing about multitasking is multitasking, I think the definition that a lot of us have come to accept is being able to do two things at the same time, or maybe even three things at the same time. Fact of the matter is, there is no such thing as doing two things at the same time. We think we might be doing them simultaneously, but actually all we're doing is going back and forth between the two things really quickly. Our awareness is splintered and fragmented between two or more activities. And then when we go to sit down and do meditation and try to focus single-pointedly on our object of meditation without distraction, guess what happens? Our mind is still moving around. That's a function of something that's referred to as the force of familiarity. The more familiar we are with something, the more likely we are to default to that mode of operation. So for multitasking, most of the time when we're out of meditation session, not likely that we're going to be able to sit and meditate with single-pointed focus. The other thing, and this might come across as sacrilege, but the less screen time we have, the better for our meditation practice. You know, those engineers of things that we see on screens, those engineers are really smart and they know how to keep us watching. And one of the things that they do with the screens, whether it's television or whether it's streaming on the internet or Facebook or whatever, is things keep moving. There's always movement on the screen, because, you know, we being, you know, sort of by nature hunters and gatherers, kind of are always on the look for things that are moving, and it really fragments our attention and our awareness as well. So the less time we can spend on screens, television, streaming, social media, whatever, the better it'll be for our meditation practice, and maybe for all aspects of our life, quite frankly. So that is the 8th and final point of the 8-point meditation practice. The only other point that I want to share with you, at least as part of these kind of more formal teachings, is to appeal to you with heartfelt care to protect your meditation time zealously. I had an exchange with a longtime meditation friend of mine in the grocery store just 3 or 4 days ago. You know, it's kind of one of those serendipitous things that I would have this encounter with this person while we're involved in this meditation program. And, you know, we were chatting in the produce section and keeping our social distance, of course. And she said, I said, how's your meditation practice going? And she says, it's going great. She said, you know, she said, I have trained my family that when I'm meditating, you don't interrupt me. And she got this, like, this maternal power, you know, we've all seen it, this maternal power, like this maternal, I mean business power, and it just like radiated off of her. And I would encourage all of us to do the same thing, to really protect our meditation time zealously. Don't let work, don't let other issues, activities, responsibilities, important though they may be, let them wait until you've meditated, because everything will go better after you've meditated. I have found that meditating in the morning is better for me, because if I allow myself to wait until, you know, afternoon or later in the day to meditate, the day kind of gets away from me, and kind of I sort of never get around to it. So I'm very, very steadfast about meditating in the morning before I get my day started. That might work for you, it might not. Some people aren't morning people. Just the last thing I want to share before we break, it's 9 o'clock now, is Alan Spraggins here in Silver City, who some of you may know, or may have known. He's deceased now, but I was having an exchange with him. Our paths had crossed, but we'd never really talked. And at a art reception, an art opening, we were having a conversation, and it come to find out that Alan, I'm going to guess at that time, was maybe in his early 60s, maintaining a steady meditation practice since he was 18. One of the original students of Trungpa Rinpoche, when he came over to the United States, I mean, Alan Spraggins was an experienced meditator for sure. And he told me when we were talking at that art opening, he said, and we were talking about practice and the challenges of meditation practice, he said, I have to crawl from my bed to my meditation cushion every morning. No coffee, no checking email, no doing anything else, because if I don't do it the first thing, I won't do it. I was like, wow, for somebody with this level of experience to kind of be in that place, there's a lesson to be learned from that. So I guess the lesson is kind of do whatever it takes to make time for your practice and apply yourself. All we have to do is show up, and results will come, insights will come. So this is the fifth and final instruction. Starting on Monday, we will have group meditation, same time, same place. You are welcome to attend some, all, or none of the sessions. If you meditate on your own, and we all will be on our own tomorrow and Sunday. And if we do on through the course of this, through this program, congratulations, enjoy, good luck, and check in with for the sessions, for the guided sessions. We'll have questions and answers and discussion for the second half of the second 15 minutes of each session. So please keep that in mind. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I prostrate to your wisdom and your effort, and have a blessed day. I hope to see you all soon. Okay.
Thank you.
Jeff.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day.
Thanks, Jeff.